What's up? Welcome to Fab Factory Studios. My name is Aaron. I'm the lead engineer here, and as you're about to find out, this place is a lot more than just a studio. It's an entire creative compound. We have just about every room and resource an artist can ever imagine. Now in today's world, live music is more important than ever. I love seeing shows, my friends love seeing shows. That's why Fab Factory has an entire rehearsal space where artists can jam, rehearse, and even do their own events. So today, we have a special guest, Sage Weeber. He is an incredibly talented drummer and MD, and he happens to run the live space here at Fab. So let's go check it out. Oh, there he is.
Hello. You caught me in the act.
Oh, wow. Everything is set up in here.
Yeah. We're doing a little shoot tonight for Chandler Layton's single. So
nice.
I'm just programming all the tune, and it's gotta look good as well as sound good. So
yeah, I mean, it looks great. I'm sure it's gonna sound great. Dude, this is crazy. Guys, meet Sage Weeber.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
The man, the myth, the legend.
In the real flesh, right? Making it all happen, man. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah,
welcome
so
to the
this is the rehearsal space.
Yeah.
Do you want to like show us around a little bit? Like, what are we working with on the stages here? I see drums, amps, some guitars, a Kemper, and everything.
Well, first starting out, the most important thing about this place is the pizza.
The pizza?
The pizza.
Oh,
not always included, but today it is included.
That Papa John's?
So today, I mean, in general, we have, in this rehearsal space, we have a total of 8 subs and 6 line array speakers. We can always add more line array, but it's kind of what people like. We use them as side fills too.
Okay.
And they'll use, a lot of people in the room I'll show you over there in the storage area right now, they use it as a front of house room so they can like have the isolation from the band.
Yeah, yeah.
5 wedges in total. We'll give 2 to the singer because they're always complaining
They
about
want
not
to hear
hearing
themselves.
stuff.
Yeah.
And then, so line array speakers over here. And then we have kind of each standardized station for the typical setup. So we have Guitar World over here. We have a rack of Marshalls, rack of Fenders, some Voxes, which are great. And
all the different sounds you could need
everything,
for a guitarist.
Yeah, so it's nice. And then like you can bring your pedal board. It's really easy, like coming in here, just like sit up on here. Or if you want to stand on the rug, you can have your own spot. We do have a lot of rehearsals though, where it's like, if there's 6 people, you can have like auxiliary instrumentation right here.
And in the front.
Or vice versa, yeah. So it's nice. And then moving on to Drum World. This is one of the many kits that we have here. This is actually the most ridiculous kit that we have here.
This is a crazy setup. How many kits total would you say you have here? Because you're a drummer. And I know you have a lot of cymbals. You have a lot of different snares and stuff.
I think in total, I have probably like 5 kits. Wow. And then for cymbals, I don't even want to count. I think I'd be really upset. But yeah, this kit, I like this kit because it's set up where there's so many variations of sizes. You can kind of really nitpick and choose what you want, and then you can pull things. We have 3 snares on this kit. Yeah. We have a 4th tom that's over there, but I just need to get new hoops for it. And then 2 kick drums, all from left to right, gradually getting bigger on cymbal sizes. I mean, pretty much everything possible here when it comes to drums, and we have a full drum mic package, as you can see. Yeah. Got under mics.
Sweet.
Like tom mics, kick mics, everything, which is super nice. This is my Kemper that I have set up for the video shoot.
Yeah, the Kemper is essential.
Kemper's essential. It's also nice too because when your Kempers and amp modulars are really great, especially for no stage volume. So a lot of times you have these amps right here that will bleed into microphones and then they want the complete isolation. Yeah. So we'll throw them on a Kemper or a Quad Cortex and then.
Would you say the majority of artists these days would like go for a Kemper versus like using a real amp and stuff?
Probably like 95%. 95%. Yeah. Just because it's like, you can really get a full amp and pedal board all in one thing. And it's also like, you can back it up on a cloud, you know.
Oh yeah, that's
not including, like I just said, like, the sound isolation. I've worked with so many bands that are like, they want Fenders on stage to feel it, but then in going to front of house and going to the monitors, they have split amp modulars. So like, the sound is clean as possible. Yeah. That's the other thing too, is also when you're miking cabs and stuff like that, if a mic falls, the whole tone is screwed over. This is more so like, it's pretty straight source.
So they'll just have a Fender or something on stage just for themselves.
And they'll split the signal. Yeah. And then one will go to like the Kemper, the Neural, and then one will go to the amp.
Interesting.
And yeah, it's crazy.
That's cool.
We got a couple cabs here, and a couple couple amp options. We have a Gallien-Kruger and an Ampeg. I mean, it's all, Ampeg is like the classic. That's what you hear everyone use.
Yep.
The Gallien-Kruger is really nice because it's just more of a brighter, more like rock, metal. But I always put people on, we'll grab a head from one of the studios here and just throw it on the Ampeg. Or if people like their own head, they can choose the cab that they want. It also just looks cool with it too.
It does look cool.
You feel more cool than the tone most of the time. And then various mic stands over here. Moving on to over here, we have Complete Audio World.
Yeah, this is all the crazy stuff. Now, you know, you have a console here, but this is very different from like the SSL that we have that I use. Like this is a whole different beast here.
This is like, I would consider this console as like the, like straight bare bones. It's the Midas console, and it's just very like, it's 48 kilohertz. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, they're gonna get me, roast me on that. I think it's at 48, and but it's amazing. It's 32 channels. And you have the options of built-in EQs, kind of like in the studios we have the strips itself, but it's digitally built into here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
These are the subs for the mains, because they get so loud that you actually need to power them individually. Like it's insane. And then this is here we have, I think, 12 channels of wireless in-ears.
That's crazy. That's a lot of in-ears.
I know. And like you'd be surprised too. There was one time I had a band here that was like we needed 8 channels.
Whoa.
And like trying to scan frequencies, and it was just it was gnarly, but we made it happen. It was great.
So with in-ears, do people have to like be on their own frequency for each receiver? Wow.
And then it gets worse if you start adding in like microphones.
Oh man.
It's pretty crazy, but it's nice. But we have like the RF in here is great, and I just run like multiple antennas, like so we can get the complete isolated separation. Same with the power here. We go isolated power for audio and lighting.
Wow.
But we have this in-house as well. Moving over here.
Yeah, is this one of your playback rigs that you set up?
Yeah, so this is a Neat Audio playback rig. It has redundant playback, and we'll actually, let's backtrack. This is one of our playback computers that we have that runs UAD console for vocal effects or any effects that you need, and then Ableton Live 12 on it.
You rent these out to people as well, right?
Yeah,
to take
100%.
On tour.
I'm actually surprised this one is here because you caught it at a good time. So it's here, which is really nice. And but yeah, it's great for the video shoot today too, because I can run. There's no playback tracks being involved, but I'm running a vocal chain, so I can still run it as I would. For any band rehearsal, just a send and return. I'll typically probably use the wireless microphone right here into this out to the console. So you can really have this complete isolation and separation. And this is also a redundant rig. So there's a total of 12 outs on it, and you can run 2 laptops at the same time, and if one fails, it automatically switches over.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
It's very like, the Play Audio 12 is very like it's a very industry standard in like, especially the couple years, all the Play Audio stuff. And they just made a 24 channel one, which is like 2 rack spaces. I haven't gotten my hands on it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I love it, and it's like every band, I would say like 90% of bands use the Play Audio. Either if it's in a capacity of using it as a host port for MIDI devices or anything, Ethernet or tracks, you will 9 times out of 10. And then this is my wireless microphones. So in here, I typically use this as, you can see my mic right here. So I have a wireless microphone that kind of like, I send and I give to people. A lot of times you have management here and stuff like that, where they're like, want to talk to the artist or talk to the house. It just makes them, it's like
they get their own microphone if they're like sitting over on the couches or something.
So we have 12 channels of wireless microphones as well. And as you can see, I have the multiple antennas because of the frequencies here. This is great. So like, the artist, you can see the second one over at the artist stand. And then this is I typically have this one though, so I can talk in the in-ears and not have to deal with like a cable or anything, So it's
now,
nice.
if you wanted to, could you talk just in the in-ears versus on the speakers?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, you can run the complete isolation separation of it. And on the console too, you have, I think, I'm gonna get this wrong. I think it's like maybe 16, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think there's an option for 16 outs on it. 16 mono outs and 8 stereo outs. So you can do complete separate monitor mixes. Say that only the drummer wants me to hear me in the ears, and like that's it, is all you're getting,
Wow,
So
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and then I mean, it's kind of insane. I really thought of like, what's the biggest like playground situation here that you could use, you know, for it, and I think it's gotten to a point where it's pretty insane.
Yeah, it sounds like you kind of have like just every option, everything you could ever need. If somebody wants to do something, like you got it. You
100%.
You could do it.
It's also, I love when people are like, man, I wish I could, you know, like I wish I could wear in-ears and see what that feels like. It's like, oh, let me just turn them on. Here you go. Or like, I want to practice dance and choreo, but I don't. My mic is wired, and I'll be like, oh, well, then here's a wireless one, you know?
Yeah. So a lot of times, do people come here without like really ever having like a big fancy setup like this, and then you kind of help them get up to speed with rehearsing in a setting like this with in-ears and microphones?
Yeah.
Is that like a process when artists are new to that?
A lot of times too, I feel like for the last few years, a lot of labels or managers will come to me and say, hey, we have this new artist, right?
Yeah.
And they'd never, either they played a live show once and it was at a coffee shop, or it was, you know, but when it comes to the whole thing of like having an in-ear mix and having choreo and having arrangements, it's a whole new world to them. So it's kind of like a bootleg camp. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Boot camp, not bootleg camp. That's
boot camp.
No, boot camp.
Boot camp.
It's a boot camp spot, and yeah, you'd be more so than not actually, because when you have bigger like acts, that they will sometimes all this gear you see here, they'll carry their own. So they'll like completely. We can strip everything out of here and just have all self-contained band production. But most of the time, the cases that people come here and they're like, it's. I feel like I got a streamlined process down now where they can jump into it and not feel scared.
Yeah.
And just be like, oh wow.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah. No, because I feel like all this stuff can be really intimidating to the first timer and stuff, especially if you don't have like much experience.
Yeah.
Especially playing with in-ears and hearing yourself and the band and stuff. I feel like that's totally different.
It's the biggest thing. The in-ears thing is huge. I remember I've worked with like probably 6 artists just this year alone that are like, I've never even put in-ears on. Like even just like the generic Shures, they've never even put them on. So it's like having a mix, and then, you know, it's like, why can't I hear myself? It's like, well, your pack's not on, so like let's work with it, and like, but they get the hang of it really quick, and I totally understand, because I was like that once moons ago, and I always want to help out. So we've made it here the most streamlined process it can be.
Dude, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Since we're here, could you maybe name a couple of artists that you've worked with in the past, or some artists that you're really excited to work with now?
I mean, I've done, it's funny because it's either like, there's so many artists that I have worked with. I've done 1975, I've done Avril Lavigne, Bring the Horizon, Simple Plan. I think of, you know, like even like bands like Bad Sons. I'm literally blanking. A lot of bands. I probably work with at least like 120 a year.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's
it's like,
pretty
but those are the ones I feel like people will hear and they're like, oh, okay, like these guys. So Jelly Roll was another one.
Wow.
Marshmallow. And
Crazy.
But that's really cool. With guys like that though,
you're
just like the dude at the computer, make sure it flows right. They're not like, how do I put in-ears on? Those guys have their own like in-ear monitor tech that like just cleans
just
their
one
in-ears.
person, that's all they do.
Well, sometimes like you have the monitor, like, so here you have the option to do monitor mixes, but a lot of bigger tours will have your own monitor guy with a separate console. And then they'll have a monitor tech whose job is to set up that console.
Wow.
And then like clean everyone's in-ears, like the earwax, and make sure like the cables work. And I've done tours where I played on tours as a drummer where we had like 7 audio people just in between monitor and front of house.
Yeah, I hear about like bigger tours, and even the guitarist will bring his own like guitar tech the whole time. People still do that.
I do that all the time as a drummer. I had the same drum tech for years, and I was like, anywhere I went, I was like, you can just show up and you both know that it's going to be smooth. It's almost like peace of mind. I feel like a lot of guys like bring their own people because it's straight up just like peace of mind. You know?
Yeah.
But it's there's so many ways to go about it, but here it's such a, it's the best way to get your foot in the door when it comes to it, or it's a facility that supplies the ability to handle anything coming in as well.
Yeah.
Which I think is the best thing. So,
that's crazy.
Other cool thing, last thing about this room, which is awesome, you see how it's set up horizontal.
Yeah.
The stage is mobile. All the risers and everything are mobile, so they all connect together. So there's times if we throw events in here, we shift the PA so it's showcase style and it's vertical facing this way.
Over this way.
The whole stage is set up. You have risers on there, and then you look that way. And then we also have a dressing room over here.
Let's go check it out. This would technically be the green room,
but
right?
it's the red room.
It's not green. It's red.
So this is the this is the red room.
The red room. Everything is red.
Everything is literally red. It hurts sometimes. But this is, so if we also have done rehearsals too, where if I work with an artist and they're going out on a tour, I will make sure I know the average stage sizes for, I'll make sure I know the average stage sizes, and we'll either gaff it out or we'll create the stage itself.
Wow,
so
crazy.
we'll have this, if it's smaller clubs and stuff like that, we'll put the stage this way, and they have the typical scenario of like the dressing rooms right here, and they can walk on stage, and I'll run full shows.
Wow.
Where it's like, cool, the intro's rolling, and you practice when you walk up, you do the whole thing.
The whole thing.
The whole thing,
crazy.
yeah. And here too, a lot of times people use this as like a glam room.
Yeah,
honestly
it's a good hang room too.
Yeah.
You know, you got the fridge.
Yeah.
The
Red fridge,
Keurig,
red microwave.
Yeah, red microwave.
We need a red Keurig.
Red Keurig,
sick.
that would be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be
the
that
red
would be sick.
solo cups.
Red solo cups.
You know,
we should throw like a blue solo cup in there just to like
just to mess with people.
Throw it off. Yeah.
Just to mess with people.
But it's awesome, and this is like people can really get away. And the sound isolation in this room is crazy when the door shuts.
Wow.
Yeah, people have used this too as like a front of house room as well. So it's like so comfortable, and the fridge is always stocked.
Yeah.
With like drinks, and it's just I didn't want this place to feel like when you came here and it felt like work when you were rehearsing.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to feel like at home and be able to like go to different areas and like try different things out, and like go over to Mono World or Audio World over here, or Backline World, or go over to, you know, like the dressing room, or go outside and like see everything. It's just it's I don't know, it's just like from doing it for so many years, you kind of find voids.
Yeah.
And I found that this putting it together the way it is like it's just like a dream for me. Like I would come to this place and like always want to rehearse here.
Yeah.
So now it's I don't know, it's cool to see it like come to life and constantly expanding with stuff. So
yeah. No, this is a really incredible space, and everything that you have here that you've set up is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Before we move on to the next part in your studio that I want to show,
yeah.
should we check out the gym?
We should check out the gym.
The gym?
Yes.
Fab has a
Let's
little
make sure
gym
it's
here.
Clean, yeah. Jason might be in there with his shirt off.
Well,
you know?
Classic.
Classic, yeah. So
this is the gym area.
yes. Yeah.
There's no clap. It's like motion.
That was really good
sensors.
timing, actually.
It was good timing.
This is a area, it's the gym, it's the rehearsal room is literally one doorway right here.
Yeah.
And a lot of times too, we use this room as production offices, hence you can see the desk and monitors. We can completely like pipe and drape this off so it's all black in here, and clear it out. It's all to the accommodation of whatever the team or audio team needs. And then the gym as well. So when you rent out this rehearsal space, you get the gym, the production office right here, the dressing room, kind of everything involved. But I know a lot of people who I work with who love to like do the Stairmaster and then run the set.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, because it's like you're overtraining almost in a sense.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I think
practicing in like out of breath. And
yeah,
stuff,
literally, yeah.
You
So
know?
it's like you or hit the trampoline a couple times, and then
I mean,
like,
because
cool, you know.
performing is like a whole cardio workout in itself.
You know. And I feel like people, if they overdo it, it's like someone working out and then running the set is the same as when the adrenaline hits you like on stage.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the math I've
crazy
done.
feeling.
Yeah. So this is this, and yeah.
And I would imagine, you know, when people rehearse, a lot of times they don't just rehearse for one day, you know? They're here for like, how long are people usually here?
We've done like 9-day lockouts. We've done, you know, it's more rare than it is not to have just a simple like 1-day booking. Because then like people load in stuff and then you spend only 2 hours rehearsing and getting set up.
Yeah.
If they bring their own stuff in. But people do minimum 2 to 3 days here.
Yeah. So I would imagine like after the second day, it pretty much feels like you
live here.
Just living here.
Yeah,
You know, so having a gym is convenient.
It's nice, man.
Having a little office space and everything.
I found like being here a lot too, for just being involved in work and getting stuff done. You get really lost in like the bubble that this is, you know, and like you walk outside, you're like, oh, I forgot I was in this. Because it feels just like this one building here just feels like it's like everything included, and it's just like, oh, this is just like a fraction of the puzzle of what this entire place is. So I was like, you couldn't leave. It's like, go to the bathroom, there's a gym, you know, there's a fridge.
Yeah.
It's Papa John's.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, speaking of the other fraction of this place, you have a studio here.
I do.
And the other part of MDing is you also like program people's shows and stuff. I know you use Ableton.
Yes.
I use Ableton as well when I'm not engineering.
Yes.
So
I use everything, but I like arranging in Logic. I like mixing and editing in Pro Tools, and I like complete show building in Ableton though.
Yeah.
That's just Ableton is like, it's just my go-to, especially for running tracks live. It's like the thing you should do. But yeah, Pro Tools is Pro Tools. You know, it has its quirks, but Logic is great, and yeah, but I'm an Ableton guy.
Yeah, we love Ableton.
We love Ableton here.
Let's go check out the studio. All right, it's Aaron from the future here. So we decided to split this video up into 2 shorter parts. So the first part, as you just saw, went through the rehearsal space, and in the next part, we're going to be going into Sage's room, taking a look at all of his cool gear, see a little bit more behind the scenes, what it's like MDing and doing all the programming of shows, all the stuff that happens before you step on a stage. So that will be out on Tuesday. So put post notifications on, like and subscribe, and drop a comment. Sage doesn't know I'm saying this, but if somebody guesses the amount of cymbals that he has, maybe we'll give one away. I don't know. Don't tell him I said that. He's gonna see this anyways. But yeah, we'll see you next time.